So the next mix we're going to look at is a little bit of a unique situation for cover crops. This is our pollinator mix. We have a lot of different components in here. We're well over 30 species in here, but what it's doing is it's capturing a lot of different flowers, a lot of different flower types, and a lot of different flowering periods. So if we were wanting to feed honeybees, feed native pollinators, various things like that, this would be the cover crop mix that you would go for. Once again, we start seeing some of the sun hemp and the sunflowers really poke out as a predominant cover in this mix. However, we do have some of the grasses, the smaller grasses. Actually, uniquely to say, a lot of these millets aren't actually supposed to be in this based on the seed analysis. So it is one of those things that make sure that you take a look at your seed before you do plant it, because some of these millets that we have out here aren't necessarily supposed to be in this mix. But what you also see once you get down in the canopy, you start seeing other things that are the primary things for this pollinator mix. So we have a gourd mix. So we're talking about pumpkins, cantaloupes, various other gourds like that have these very long flowering periods and can produce this flower that are very positive for the pollinators, that once again have this very long flowering period. We do have some clovers in here, and various other flowering species, including just flowers, marigolds in here. And so it's one of those things, you're really taking advantage of that pollinator aspect. When you look at other things like grazing potential, it's one of those things that it might not have the best grazing potential, but if you're buying a pollinator mix, I don't think your primary focus is grazing potential. So this would be a nice one if you wanted a pollinator space on the edge of a field, maybe close to a house, or if you were wanting to maybe interseed some spaces here and there to improve pollinators, it could be an option. The other thing is we do have buckwheat. We do have, like I said, the marigolds, which have some potential to draw in beneficial insects to potentially use as a biological control for a cash crop. So it could be used in that sort of role. Do I see an entire field or a grower really needing to do an entire, let's say 80-acre field in a pollinator mix? Probably aren't going to get enough benefit unless pollinators are your primary focus. Then you probably will get whatever return you do want. But if you're looking at economics, this is a very expensive mix. So we planted this because of the amount of covers that we had. It was recommended that it was planted at 37 pounds to the acre. 37 pounds to the acre is about $72 per acre. So really a high dollar mix here. But what you are doing is you're getting those very unique and different crops in here to really strive for that unique purpose of a pollinator mix. So it did take a long time to canopy, not great grazing material, because a lot of things in here, if they did get trampled or grazed, they're probably going to senesce and die. And so it's one of those things that is really focused on pollinators and pollinator health. So if you're an apiarist, you have a lot of stacks of honeybees, this would be a nice cover crop to plant around it. Otherwise, this would be nice as a border mix if you want, or if you're looking for improving native pollinator health, or if you wanted to maybe potentially plant very small acres within a cash crop to draw beneficial insects. Other than that, this one probably would be a very unique niche here or there acre, not one we'd typically see on a lot of acres around the state.